Hello and welcome to SoCal Prep Report with Eric Sondheimer of the Los Angeles Times. My name is Randy Rosenbaum. Back after a nice vacation during the holidays. We hope your holidays were good. And today, Eric, we're at Grant High School. We're going to talk some high school basketball. Their head coach, Howie Levine, in his 29th year, has won his 500th game on campus.
As second longest serving coach in the city section basketball behind Ed Azam. He still hasn't won a city title. He's come close, but he's got his team ready to win another East Valley League title, and it's a great year for basketball, both in the city section and the southern section.
Yeah, Howie's been the runner-up 3 times in the city section as the head coach, but he has 2 championships as the boys coach in golf in 1990 and 91, and we'll talk to Howie in a little bit. But some football notes, a postscript to the season, and I know it's been a little bit of time now, but LA High School, Eric Scott did a great job there as their head coach. 2 championships in 3 years. He's on to the University of Nevada.
I think it's great that he gets a second chance at college. He was a UCLA assistant coach during the Carl Durrell year, left, did a great job as a recruiter and coaching wide receivers. Then he came back to high school, did a remarkable job at LA High, so remarkable that they're going to be in Division I next season because of what they accomplished. Now he gets to go back to college, and I think he'll do a great job there at Nevada.
He did a terrific job teaching his Romans the fundamentals of the game, and their performance against Hawkins in the finals in Division II in the city section was terrific. Martin Andrus, their big defensive tackle, is committing to UCLA out of LA High.
Well, he's already committed. He will be signing next month, and that's a good pickup for the Bruins. They need some defensive linemen. The other big news is Banning has lost John Aponte as his coach. He's going to Redondo to be an assistant coach, wanted to spend more time with his family. Did a tremendous job of returning Banning to competitiveness in the Marine League. I'm sorry to see him go. I'm sure he'll come back one day as a head coach.
Yeah, he won 26 games in 4 years at Banning, including 9 this year. Had a terrific year, and they got by their rival Carson. How surprised were you that John Aponte resigned?
I'm surprised because he always said how much he loved coaching at Banning and everything. So apparently, though, family takes precedence, and that's important on his part. And give us time to let his son grow up a little bit, and maybe he'll come back.
A sad note at Banning, their great running back from yesteryear, a guy by the name of Michael Allo, who was the former National Player of the Year. He was the City Player of the Year in football 2 times over, led Banning to a city title, their 5th in a row back in 1980, passed away at the age of 55.
Yeah, that's very sad, and there's a lot of Allos out in the South Bay. Justin played quarterback for Carson. That was the nephew, so he will be missed. Very well respected in the community.
Yeah, Banning High School hit hard with the loss of Allo. Another note out of the Marine League is Trey Walker. He's gotten an offer, the great receiver from Narbonne, from San Jose State.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of offers from Narbonne. Several, Rhode Island and some other schools are starting to look at the second line of players there besides the ones that are going to the bigger schools. And, of course, they have Jalen Chapman for next year.
Let's switch back to basketball a little bit. I know there's going to be an open division this year. You always think of Fairfax against Westchester, and they're going to play this week, that they'll be in the top 8, and there's going to be 8 teams that go to the open division. Eric, I know Narbonne's been good. Birmingham's been great in the Valley. Who do you like for those 8 spots?
Well, number 1 is Birmingham. They would get the number 1 seed right now. They've played a tremendous schedule. They're doing really well. Devontae Dutrieve has done great. So is Deshaun Winston.
He had 43 in a game.
It's a 1-2 combination that few schools have. Fairfax's guards are Ethan Anderson and Jamal Hartwell. They are a terrific 1-2 combination, probably the best in the city section. Westchester's strong. Number 4, I would put Narbonne. Number 5, Taft. And then you have another group of schools like El Camino, Dorsey, Washington, Crenshaw. They're all right there. And, of course, it might be a good thing not being the open division because you'll win the Division I title out of those schools.
You know, what I like is we have some competitive races in the leagues. You look at the Marine League, certainly Narbonne's the favorite, but Washington Prep and Carson's off to a good start. You look at the great league, the Coliseum League. You mentioned Crenshaw and Dorsey, but Fremont's got a good ball club. And we got that terrific race in the West Valley with Taft, Birmingham, and certainly ECR.
Yeah, Taft hasn't lost a league game under Derek Taylor since 1985, so we're going to find out this week if that happens. Birmingham is playing them, so that'll be a big significant moment to see what happens there.
You think Howie Levine will sing for us today? He is a singer.
He will gladly sing.
No, I don't think he will, but he will be on the show. He's been excellent here. The venerable head coach of the Grant Lancers has done a terrific job with their basketball program. He's next on SoCal Prep Report.
Exploring LA County's trails is now a click away. A mobile-friendly trail locator lets you discover all our county's scenic hikes. It features an interactive map that takes you inside the trail. From the elevation to the temperature, what you need to know is at your fingertips. Wondering if your dog, horse, or bike is welcome? It has that too. So discover some of LA's best-kept secrets and happy trails to you.
He's been called feisty, old school, but you just got to call him a winner. It's Howie Levine, 500-plus wins later here at Grant High School. 29 years of excellence.
No. It's 31. This is my 31st year.
Everyone lists you at 29 years.
Wow, that's great. They can list my age at 45 too, and they're going to be wrong.
It's good to be corrected. Are you going to sing for us today? Eric wants to know.
No, we sang last night, and the voice is kind of gone after 2 hours of practice, so you guys got to show up to one of the shows one of these days. Eric does. You've never been to one of my shows.
I'd like to see the show. Eric, you have a question for the coach.
Thank you for asking. But in those 31 years, times have changed. You've coached some great players, some great teams, some not so great teams. But the kids, they seem to have changed. But the coach, how does the coach deal with that?
Well, we got to just move and go with the punches. But I agree with you. It's a little different now after 31 years. Looking back, yeah, there's been some changes in the personnel and the type of kid that's playing basketball these days. But you have certain principles, certain objectives, and you kind of hold to the principles. And I've been very, very lucky that my ball players have understood where we're coming from, and for the most part, they've stayed on track and done the right things.
You know, I look at Grant High School. It's a school that opened in Van Nuys in 1959. There's been two head basketball coaches, Bill McKee and you. That's stability in the program.
Well, I think it's really special. That's really something that we're really quite proud of. I don't think there may not be a high school across the country that has gone over 55 years and they've only had two coaches.
Does that mean you're committing to next year?
I'm not committing to anything right now. All I'm worried about is Wednesday, our game with Chavez.
Well, interesting enough, the 500th victory, you decided to miss the game. You had to have an assistant coach replace you. You weren't there. Explain.
I was going, but suddenly this kidney stone started coming up, and I think it felt like I was having a baby, and I couldn't. I knew it was coming, and I come to the gym to pick up the guys. We have a 4 o'clock game, so I'm loading up my car, and I've got one of my assistants with me, and I'm looking at the clock, and I think, oh, this thing's coming, and I got about 6 hours. I may have to get to the emergency after the game, but I won't tell anybody. I'll suck it up, I'll spit on it, rub it in like I tell the guys. So halfway up to Hart High School, it's coming. The pain is coming now. I said, I don't think I have 6 hours. I might have 45 minutes. So I tell my assistant, I think I got a little emergency. And he goes, what? I said, yeah, I think I got a kidney stone.
So he ended up being Luke Walton for you versus Steve Kerr.
Well, he's my assistant. He keeps our books. My other assistant took the other half of the team, and he got notified, and Levine's in the hospital with the kidney stone, and he's climbing the walls with the big time pain, and I felt really bad, and I was worried about the team, but I knew it was in good hands. Tariq's one of my ball players, so it was very fitting that one of my ball players got the 500th, because all these victories it's not mine, it's all of ours. It's the guys. They win the ball games, and so Tariq's one of my former players, and so let him get the win.
Eric brought up that in the pregame when we were chatting that you had not won a city championship in basketball.
Yeah, I know.
But you've won 2 in golf.
Eric does keep bringing that up, doesn't he?
Yeah, but you have 2 in golf. The banners are hanging here from 90 and 91.
Isn't that ironic?
It is. What kind of golf coach were you?
We had great kids. Randy, it was a lot of fun. Coaching golf, has always been a lot of fun, and we had great kids, but it's totally different than basketball.
Yeah, let's move on. We have a photo, the old uniform of Gilbert Arenas here. That's one of the greatest players in the Valley history. What was it like to coach him quickly?
Well, Gilbert was incredibly coachable on the court. He was the first to get to the practices, last to leave practice. He understood exactly what I was talking about. He had an instinct for this game that I've never seen before in a ball player.
But you yelled at him just like you do Randy and me and myself.
I yell at you guys?
Yes.
Do I yell at you?
No, you yell at Eric.
Yeah, you always yell at me.
You don't yell at me.
Well, if you can't make a layup, Eric, I gotta
See what I gotta put up with here?
You know what I like about Howie Levine?
Arena's never missed a layup.
There's a lot of things I like about you, but the most appealing to me is that you have not lost your passion. You're out there in practice and you're getting after those guys.
Well, that's the only way I can go about it. I wouldn't be doing this unless I wanted it very much, and I want to win, and I like coaching. I've loved coaching from day one. So anything that you do, you got to do it with passion, and this is what I do.
Well, we'll be back for your 1,000th. When you win your 1,000th, we'll come back. Congratulations on 500.
Well, before the 1,000, are you going to come see the show, Randy?
It'll be close. No,
Yeah.
I'd love to see
Randy,
the show.
You could come. You can like what you see. You can tip us.
Yes,
'Cause
Randy, you have to tip.
Because all tips go to Grant basketball.
That won't happen.
Well,
I went to North Hollywood,
He went
remember?
to North Hollywood. He went to Poly, and I'm Grant High School.
It's the East Valley.
Polly used to beat Grant all the time.
Those were the good old days. They can argue. We're leaving for now. We'll be
moving
back
outta
right
here.
after this on SoCal Prep Report. It's always great with Howie Levine.
Thank you.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. You can't control where it will land, only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how to protect your community from wildfires.
Big man on campus, Davis Williams, 6'6" senior center, coming off a performance with 18 points and 19 rebounds in a win at Monroe. Davis, do you take more pride in scoring or rebounding, and what makes you so good at both?
Well, I would actually take more pride in rebounding because as the biggest player in the lineup that we're using, I take pride in actually rebounding for my team and making sure we keep the ball in our hands.
Your coach has more than 500 victories, and he still yells at people as much as the first day he started coaching. As a player, when you have somebody as passionate as him, but he also yells a lot, how do you try to use that as motivation for yourself?
I would say when he's yelling at you, he's only yelling at you because, he's trying to help you. So, I would say use it as not like get upset from it, but just use it to use it as fuel to make you play harder.
You know, when you look at the East Valley League, it's a very competitive league, and I know you guys are playing well right now, but what's it going to take for Grant to win this league championship?
Definitely playing as a team. We have to no more of the selfish plays, one guy trying to do everything. I think if we play as a team, we can definitely win this.
Well, Davis, congratulations so far on a terrific senior season. Good luck the rest of the way. It's Davis Williams, the fine center here at Grant High School. They're undefeated in the East Valley League.
What's happening in LA? I'm Ariane Alexander. One of the great things about living in LA is you can enjoy a wide variety of culture, entertainment, and fun every week. For one weekend in January, downtown LA becomes the place to be for comedy. Riot LA, the 3-day alternative comedy festival, turns theaters and bars in downtown LA into a melting pot of stand-up, storytelling, musical comedy, and indescribably bonkers performances. Check out comedy favorites like Mel Brooks, Ali Wong, Felipe Esparza, and Maria Bamford. Go to riotla.com for the full funny lineup. Calling all scientists! Join us at the California Science Center on Saturdays to explore a variety of science topics. Each day will feature age-appropriate activities in the big lab. This Saturday, we'll make some movie magic. Lights, camera, science! Set the stage with special effects, filmmaking tricks, and make magic a reality in this action-packed day. Students will be reeling with excitement as the secrets of stage and screen are revealed through the magic of science. Enroll online at californiasciencecenter.org. This weekend, everyone is invited to celebrate the Year of the Rooster at the Lunar New Year Festival in Monterey Park. Taking over 7 blocks along Garvey Avenue, you'll witness traditional lion and dragon dances, Chinese orchestras, folk dances, and martial arts. Take your pick of 48 food booths featuring cuisine from around the world. Try your luck on raffles and carnival games, and stroll through the folk arts lane. Festival admission is free. Go to lunarnewyears.com for festival hours. Get your laugh on, your science on, or your rooster on. Whatever you choose, just have a blast. I'm Arian Alexander for What's Happening in LA, and I'll see you next week.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Southern Section edition of the SoCal Prep Report. I'm Rich Estrella, and welcome to our first show of 2017. When we last left you, the state football championships were about to be underway, and let's take a look how that finished. All right, in the 1A division, San Clemente defeated Del Oro 22-17 in one of the closer games of the day. San Clemente finished 13-3 on the season. In Division 2A, it was Sierra Canyon finishing with a perfect season, defeating Serra 42-40. 16 games is a lot, but it sure is great to go 16-0. Division 3AA, Paraclete defeated Menlo Atherton 39-21. That was one of the more lopsided games of the weekend. In Division 4A, it was Pleasant Valley defeating St. Anthony 50-49 in overtime. This game was crazy. Action everywhere. It came down in overtime to a 2-point conversion got by Pleasant Valley. The wide receiver actually ran out of bounds in the end zone, came back in and caught the ball for the 2-point conversion. The official missed it, and it goes in the books as a 50-49 win for Pleasant Valley over St. Anthony. Congratulations to St. Anthony. Hadn't been in a finals of any kind since the 40s. And they finally broke through, won a sheriff championship, and then played in the state championship game. Congratulations to Mario Morales and his boys. All right. In the open division, the big division, St. John Bosco defeating De La Salle 56-33. Great ball game. That victory actually gave Bosco a national ranking. They finished number 2 behind number 1, Bishop Gorman. Gorman plays everybody. Mater Dei finished number 3, and Corona Centennial finished number 8. So we had the number 2, the number 3, and the number 8 team in the country here in the Southern Section in Southern California. And that's the national picture, and that is the end of the 2016 football season. Now let's take our attention and take a look at CIF Southern Section basketball. And real quick, let's take a look at the top 10. This is where we're going to start. Chino Hills, number 1. They are defending national champions. They're currently ranked number 1 in the country. They're followed by Sierra Canyon, number 2, Bishop Montgomery, number 3, and Mater Dei, number 4. All 4 of these teams are in the national picture, and we're going to talk about that in a couple of seconds here. Santa Margarita, number 6, Corona Roosevelt, 7, Alemany, 8, Corona Centennial, 9, and of course Long Beach Poly, always tough. They are in the 10th position. Now looking at this is going to change quite a bit because remember, Chino Hills and Damon are in the same league. Mater Dei, Santa Margarita in the same league. You got the Corona twins here. You got Corona Centennial, Centennial, and Corona Roosevelt. They are going to go head-to-head. So this top 10 is going to change quite a bit. We're going to see what's going to happen. A lot of good games coming up as league has now started. So we'll see how that nets out. Let's take a look now at the Southern Section teams in the national top 25. And we see at the very top, Chino Hills, 18-0 so far in the season. They're defending champs. You know, right now, Chino Hills is on a 54-game win streak. 54-game win streak, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. They still have LaMelo Ball, Angelo Ball, and Andre Ball. All of them are still there, the 2 brothers and a cousin. So they're looking very strong right now. Sierra Canyon is number 3, 16-1. Their only loss was to the number 1 team in the country right now. That's Nathan Hale from Seattle. Sierra Canyon lost a close one in the tournament, 67-65. And Sierra Canyon pretty much deserved this ranking. They have beaten 3 nationally ranked opponents in the last 4 days. So congratulations to Sierra Canyon. Mater Dei, number 6 in the country. They are 19-1. Their only loss was to Chino Hills. Chino Hills, okay? So their loss is legit because Chino Hills is obviously legit. At number 15, Bishop Montgomery. They're 16-2. Now, they're weird. I'll tell you right now. They opened the season, Bishop Montgomery did. They lost to Bishop O'Dowd of Oakland. They lost to him by 7. Well, right now, O'Dowd is 7-7 on the season. How did they beat Bishop Montgomery? So it's going to be an interesting season to see how Montgomery's going to finish out. They also lost to number 8 Monteverde by 5. So it's tough to figure out. You have Bishop O'Dowd, who's not really that good this year, but they end up clobbering Bishop Montgomery. And then they have Monteverde in the tournament, and they almost win that game. So a lot of exciting action here in the Southern section. As you can see, there's a lot of national implications with these teams. And they are going to make a difference, and they're going to have something to say before this is all over and done. Maybe we'll see a 2-time national champion, Chino Hills. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Let's take a look at the ladies now in the CIF Southern Section basketball. Let's take a look at the top 10 rankings where we see Long Beach Poly, number 1. That's kind of weird, and I'll tell you why in a minute. They're followed by Sierra Canyon, Etiwanda, Harvard Westlake, Almany, the Windward Academy, Serra, Ventura, Mater Dei, Valencia, from Valencia, not from Placentia. And I'm throwing in Brea Linda at number 11. Brea Linda, the Lady Cats, have been on top for so long in the national scene in the Southern section. It's weird when you see them down at number 11. Now, the reason I bring up the fact that Long Beach Poly sits atop the Southern section rankings is because Long Beach Poly doesn't have a national ranking, but everybody else does. The number 2 Sierra Canyon, ranked number 16 right now. Etiwanda, the number 3 team in the nation, and they're ranked 3rd in the Southern section. And then you have Harvard Westlake at number 15, and the Windward Academy is also in the top 25. But Long Beach Poly sits atop all this. So I don't know if they haven't played in enough tournaments to get a national ranking and play some national teams to get something to see where they're at. But one thing I do know is the top 3 teams in the country in the ladies basketball are all from California. Number 1 is Clovis from Fresno. Then you got Archbishop Mitty, and they are number 2. And then Etiwanda is number 3. So we have a lot of talent here in Southern California. You got to get out and watch it. League has now started. Don't forget, just because some of these schools are small doesn't mean they're not good. Usually these smaller private schools are pretty good, and they can get you on any given day. So don't underestimate them. And again, as we look at the rankings, Long Beach Poly, without a doubt, the biggest school in the Southern section, pushing 5,000 or 6,000 students, man. They got a lot of people in that school. All right, let's go over to the wrestling mat now and take a look at the CIF Southern section wrestling rankings. And these are the dual meet. These are the teams that may not have the greatest wrestlers, but as a team, they're unbeatable. And let's start at the Coastal Division because that's the division that has a lot of power in it this year. St. John Bosco sitting number 1, followed by Servite, Santa Ana, Esperanza, Laguna Hills, Cypress. And I was shocked to see Calvary Chapel at number 7, but that's where they are right now. And they're followed by Trabuco Hills, Fountain Valley, and Marina. Now, this Coastal Division is tough. It's very tough. It's probably one of the best divisions in the Southern section. You got St. John Bosco. Last year, St. John Bosco finished 26th in the state. Not bad at all. But Servite number 2 finished number 17. And that's Alan Clinton over there. He used to be the former El Medina coach who goes to the finals every other year. This guy's crazy. He's a great coach. And also in this division is Calvary Chapel. Calvary Chapel is finished number 5 last year in the state. They actually had 2 state champions that are gone. So Calvary Chapel might be struggling this year, but the choir boys always end up in the upper echelon, even though they're doubted early. Very, very good squad. Northview in the Central Division. You got to like Northview. Northview has a ton of talent. They've always had talent. This is one of those schools that just will not go away at Northview. So they finished number 11 in the state last year. They're always in the top 10 or 15 every year at the state finals. They have great coaching. ML King finished number 27 and Palm Desert number 10 last year. Now, wrestling is unlike any other sport that you have in high school because basically wrestling is tied to the state. Even though you have your little divisions, it's almost like the Southern section is one division. And Coastal section's another division. Then LA section's another division. It's like, just having different leagues. And they all get together and have one big playoff with everybody. So everybody's shooting for state. I got to tell you, the Central section runs this thing. Clovis, you have Buchanan, Lemoore. For some reason, the Central section seems to dominate. It's been quite a while since we've had a Southern section champion in wrestling, but that Central section is just so tough. We'll see if this year maybe somebody can crack it. I think Calvary Chapel was the last one. Bosco also was very close to doing it as well. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, next week we'll start having interviews. We'll start getting some coaches, maybe some players in here, and start talking about what's going on in the Southern section, man. It's time. It's the new year. Everybody's got hope, and we'll see where it all mets out. Join us next week right here on the Southern Section Report. On behalf of the crew, I'm Rich Estrella. Thank you for joining us.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy. Oh, and she even talks to it. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
All right, let's get Eric's opinion on who the best team in Southern California is in prep basketball this year on the boys' side. They may be the best in the country. Is it Chino Hills, who has this long winning streak? Is it Sierra Canyon in the Valley? Maybe even Bishop Montgomery. Who's the best team in the area?
Look, right now it's very difficult to pick between Chino Hills and Sierra Canyon. Sierra Canyon is coming off a great performance where they won tournaments in Missouri, and also they beat the supposed #1 team in Massachusetts. They've had a national schedule, and they've done well with losing only once to a very good team in Oregon. Versus Chino Hills, which has won every game. They come into this week with a 53-game win streak, and they have a philosophy of run and gun that nobody's been able to deal with for 2 years now. And for me, the fact that they're unbeaten still means that they deserve to be #1 in Southern California. And the Southern Section Division 1A poll, that's who's ranked #1, and Sierra Canyon's #2. And to me, this will be decided in March. These two teams will end up playing each other without a doubt, and we'll find out.
All right, a little tougher question before we go. Who's the best player in Southern California?
The best player? I mean, there's multiple good players. Ethan Thompson from Bishop Montgomery is really good. Leangelo Ball at Chino Hills. You have Cody Riley and Marvin Bagley, the third at Sierra Canyon. There's some players in Orange County that are very good. So, as a talent, Marvin Bagley, the third, a junior, there's nobody even close to him. He's going to be a #1 pick in the whole country in the NBA draft one day. So that's who I think is the most gifted player.
It was fun here today visiting with Howie Levine and talking about Grant Lancer basketball. They're a very good team with a very special coach. It was fun.
Yes, it's always fun to see Howie Levine. I've seen him sing. He's Frank Sinatra Jr. He sings at Dodger Stadium. He's just a good coach.
He's an usher at Dodger Stadium is what he is.
Yes.
Been that for a long time.
Yes, let's hope he continues to be an usher. He's a very cooperative usher.
All right, we'll be back next week with another edition of SoCal Prep Report. For Eric Sondheimer, I'm Randy Rosenberg. We'll see you down the road right here. You take care, everybody.
What's happening in LA? I'm Ariane Alexander. One of the great things about living in LA is you can enjoy a wide variety of culture, entertainment, and fun every week. For one weekend in January, downtown LA becomes the place to be for comedy. Riot LA, the 3-day alternative comedy festival, turns theaters and bars in downtown LA into a melting pot of stand-up, storytelling, musical comedy, and indescribably bonkers performances. Check out comedy favorites like Mel Brooks, Ali Wong, Felipe Esparza, and Maria Bamford. Go to riotla.com for the full funny lineup. Calling all scientists! Join us at the California Science Center on Saturdays to explore a variety of science topics. Each day will feature age-appropriate activities in the Big Lab. This Saturday, we'll make some movie magic. Lights, camera, science! Set the stage with special effects, filmmaking tricks, and make magic a reality in this action-packed day. Students will be reeling with excitement as the secrets of stage and screen are revealed through the magic of science. Enroll online at californiasciencecenter.org. This weekend, everyone is invited to celebrate the Year of the Rooster at the Lunar New Year Festival in Monterey Park. Taking over 7 blocks along Garvey Avenue, you'll witness traditional lion and dragon dances, Chinese orchestras, folk dances, and martial arts. Take your pick of 48 food booths featuring cuisine from around the world. Try your luck on raffles and carnival games, and stroll through the folk arts lane. Festival admission is free. Go to lunarnewyears.com for festival hours. Get your laugh on, your science on, or your rooster on. Whatever you choose, just have a blast. I'm Ariane Alexander for What's Happening in LA, and I'll see you next week.